Hey guys, what's up? We got a very exciting episode. This week, me and Richard, we went ham on the motor, tore it all down, ran into a few snags, a few surprises, but that'll all be told in the video, so let's just get into it.
So we're getting ready to do the engine rebuild. We're going to be pulling the head off, pulling the pistons out, pulling the crank out, basically just totally dismantling this block. We will do a head off valve seal replacement because it is a lot easier.
So what is that?
Valve seal replacement is down underneath your springs. You have these little guys. Basically, they keep the oil from the head out of the piston cylinder, out of the cylinder walls.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to do them head off because you have to remove your springs, you got to remove everything. It's easier to keep from the valve falling down into the block.
I wish I understood better.
Take a risk of your valve falling down in the piston.
So
with head on. Head off, you have no worries because now you're sitting on a table.
yeah. So Richard just showed me how this head bolt appears to be stripped as. Now, before anybody hates, this torque wrench is already so we don't care if we ruin it.
So it says 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6.
This is a Tricky production.
One over the...
I'm standing on the engine mount, so it doesn't tip while we do this. But that was the strip bolt that we were worried about. We got it. Professional opinion is my block.
Block's not. That piston's rough. It slapped on something. And you can see it from this side.
Ooh.
The piston's not in the greatest condition. No.
So what would I do to fix that? Do I need a new piston, or do I just need to, I don't know, machine it or something?
Machinists can do wonders with stuff.
Okay, so it's possible.
Yeah. And your cylinder walls, I mean, they feel great.
Yes.
There's no noticeable lip or anything at the top.
Hear that, guys? So that's good, because this motor was bought off sketchy dudes in LA for the price of coilovers. And the guys weren't sketchy. They were really nice guys, let me just say that. But when I was pulling up, it looked sketchy outside. Like there's a sweatshop right next to their actual shop. It was scary. But this motor has been abused. That's a fact. But it's savable, which is important.
I don't see or feel, there's no lips, no gouges.
Now my next concern is, since that piston looked pretty is it possible that the cylinder walls were they got them machined, like bored out and then put bigger rings on it? Is there a way to tell? Because I have standard size rings, and if they do that...
You need a micrometer, I believe it's called.
Okay.
And that measures
Okay.
So
if we go ahead and slap the standard rings on and put them in, it'd be very noticeable to tell though, right? Like if we did it that way.
Either they're going to fit that piston or they're not. I can see more of that piston and it's not looking healthy at all.
Okay.
Like,
honestly, piston I'm fine with. The cylinder walls would...
Like we're going to bring this piston up top so you can get a good look at what that side of that piston looks like.
Okay.
You know what, let's take the water pump off, we'll take the harmonic balancer off, we'll disassemble the front of this motor.
Okay.
So we can figure out why it's not turning.
Okay, so that's... So we found the problem of why this motor was smoking. Machining is not going to fix it. This piston is...
His air fuel was off and it ran too hot and it melted the piston.
That's what happens when you're slapping the rev limiter around corners. It just...
That and it was just too much fuel, not enough air running in there. And melted the piston. And rapping rev limiter all the time, coming up and smacking the valves.
So what did it... So it smacked the valves.
Yeah.
Do you think they're still okay?
That cylinder. Oh my god. This can be fixed.
Okay.
Like, they can fix heads. I've seen that. It's either the wrist pin is bad or the bearings on that one are bad.
Both things are going to have to be replaced anyways, so...
Yeah, and if the bearings are bad,
Uh-huh.
there's a good chance the crank will need to be machined. Micro-polished.
Okay.
Because...
Would you be able to eyeball that when we get to it?
Yeah, when you pull it out, you're going to know.
Okay. Alright, so...
Because none of the other...
Not too bad. Yeah, so just that one.
That one. Yeah, because it shouldn't... You know when you're running and you have a bad bearing, you get that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the rod knot. That's what that is.
9 times out of 10.
So this fucker knew. He heard it.
Had to have. And he knew that it wasn't running right. Because there's no way that this engine was running correctly on a dead cylinder.
Yeah.
Because there was no compression on that cylinder at all. There couldn't have been. And not with a hole in the top of it like that.
It's fucking... Look at that thing, dude. It looks like you shot it with a BB gun.
And this had been going on for a while. I mean, especially on that side, because look how, see how clean this one is? See how beat up and then re-dirtied that one is? It was beating on this side.
And then it switched to that side, and this side was not getting beat and got dirty.
And he continued to drive it probably with a knock, knowing, well, I'm probably going to replace the engine anyway, so let's just run it until...
At that point, it's like, why not just pull it out, man?
Yeah, because...
So this video is probably going to be in multiple parts now, because we are going to have to order some more parts, get some more stuff machined, and just fix this guy's mistakes. This is why 240 owners get so much hate, is because you're willing to drive a motor that is falling apart.
And you know what? Replacing the pistons, it's going to come back better. You're going to come out with more horsepower, because you can get a better piston, you can upgrade them.
I don't like spending a lot of money, Richard.
Because you're going to have to replace the pistons anyways.
Yeah.
So you can get an upgrade that you don't have to be like balls to the wall upgrade. And, you know, I want 1,000 horsepower. You can get a slightly better piston that'll give you a little more compression and a couple more ponies.
So what you're saying is people need to buy my stickers to pay for better pistons.
Stickers, shirts whenever you get those going.
So buy some stickers. You guys can donate down below because we're gonna need some more parts. So if you guys want to see this motor rebuilt in the sickest possible way, you guys can feel free to donate by clicking that eye right there. And that's that. But this car will be sick when it's all said and done because I have Richard here who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and be in white. Show them this sludge that we got going on. Just look at that.
And there's, I'm sure you probably can't hear that, but.
No, you can't. With this mic, they can hear. That is the bearing, right?
Bearing, possible wrist pin. It's definitely not good.
Those little metal shavings are all inside the motor. So the further we get,
The more we're finding out.
the more we're finding out. But here is also,
Not sure what part of the motor that came off of, but that's definitely from inside. And more than likely has to deal with that piston.
so it's basically like the game of Clue, except for the much sadder motor edition. My heart's shattering the further we go. I'm getting real sad. Walk us through what we've done so far.
So far we have removed oil pan, block girdle, oil pump, or not oil pump, but oil pickup.
So we got a good amount of parts off. We got this guy right here, got the head, got the oil like pickup little shield thing, and then down here we have the girdle.
Girdle, pan. I'm not sure exactly if that's an actual oil pan or not.
Yeah, Richard's specialty is not in this song, but he knows what he's doing. So we don't know the technical terms to everything we're doing, but we know what we're doing. Well,
Yes.
he knows what we're doing.
Right now,
You want to put the little pin in?
Right now we're breaking loose the caps on the connecting rods because shortly we will have a bare engine, bare block I should say. Pistons out, crank out, everything out, and we will see
just how fucked we are. First bearing is good.
This piston's full of oil.
Oh.
Always, always, always.
Screw it back on so you don't.
You want to keep cap with rod,
yeah.
the one that you pulled off. You never want to.
Are they numbered or do you?
Do
you write the number on them? I have a. Oh, it looks like it's numbered. Nope, they both say.
No. A lot of guys will. They'll
Paint pen it.
You can paint pin it, or like my brother used to do, is tap like a little die or a punch or something. 1,
Oh,
2,
have that.
3,
I don't know that.
4, and just putting little ding ding dings in them.
Did they punch?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
actually left a little mark.
Okay, cool.
So that's 1. Bearings are fine on this one. Everything seems to be intact. Nothing. I mean, there's no scarring on the crank on either one of those two.
So far, so good. But
We're not at the one that
we're
has an
saving
issue.
the worst one for last.
I am literally going to leave number 2 for last.
Yeah. No, we have to keep it to build up. It's anticipation. Everybody wants to know how are we?
You can get enough people to donation some money. Look at this crank knife edged.
What's that?
Cuts down on oil slap.
Okay.
And what that is every time the edge of this crank is coming down into the oil, it slaps the oil, creates air in the oil, bubbles, all that kind of stuff. Knife edged, slices through the oil.
Oh shit.
Allows you more manageable high RPMs. Also, there's less weight, so all your rotating assembly is going to move freer, get more usable horsepower out of it. This one, the bearing did not come off with the cap.
So, as we're tearing this down, there's some more parts that we're gonna have to buy, and some more machine work that we're gonna have to do. And so, by no means you have to do this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my donation link down below. And if we get enough donators, we're gonna build this motor gnarly. Like, I think we're gonna build it up with very strong parts, upgraded parts, and just get this motor to some real high horsepower numbers. So you don't have to, but if you guys do, then that's what we'll be doing. So I'm going to throw the link down below. So just go ahead, click on it. If you guys want to help donate, help build this motor up strong, then we could do that. If not, I'll just do the best that I can with the funds that I have. So if you don't want to donate for no reason, you can also just buy my stickers in the link down below. So that's always an option. Okay.
Here's the cap for number 3. Small wear mark. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah.
But the discoloration,
Yeah, we got it.
there's the bearing. The bearing should always come off with the cap.
So number 3 was about to do the same thing that.
Number 3 was getting ready to have a failure.
A bad time.
Yeah, what is considered in the engine world catastrophic failure. That's how it should come apart. Bearing and cap. Not bearing on crank.
So if you're doing this at home, now you know. Drop this bad boy out.
I'm going to take the caps back off. Or this cap off.
So we don't need to mark them because.
Nissan is pre-marked cap and rod.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see the number.
I don't think I could pick it up in the camera, but they're all numbered to match.
They are all numbered to match, yes.
So that's awesome. Nissan, good work.
Whoa, that one came out real quick.
So we'll drop this bad boy down.
Bearings intact on that one. No. I think we're good on the crank, dude.
That's great.
That is great news.
So no micro polishing.
No, he just fricasseed this piston.
So show me what we're looking at here.
See this gaping hole right here?
Yes. Let's compare this piston to a good piston.
Good piston, all the way around. Rings intact. Everything's good. Bad piston. Missing pieces of the ring in several spots. Missing pieces of the piston itself. There's a chunk of the piston missing. So this piston is fried. And that's not something that just like, oh, it happened. Damn.
It's not like, oh, I was just driving down the street and out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, this is continuous beating and beating and beating on this motor. And probably not changing the oil like you should. Just not, over revving. I'm assuming he probably chipped ECU and all that stuff.
I mean, because drift car though. That's
yeah. But
that's what you do.
This is the result of stock internals continually just getting beat on and beat on and beat on.
Yeah.
This is what happens. So it's always good. Upgrade. If you're gonna beat on it, it's worth it. Upgrade.
Words of wisdom. If you're gonna beat on it, upgrade.
You just got lucky that the crank is still in good condition.
So
that he stopped molesting and beating the hell out of his motor before it was a complete fail.
just like that, it is done. The motor is broken down, so we do have to get some new pistons. So I'm going to be looking around for some pistons. Like I said in the video, if you guys want to donate, click the little eye up in the corner. It would help me out a lot. If we can get some good money together, I would love to do a gnarly rebuild on this motor and build it up to be stronger than it was ever meant to be. With that being said, you don't have to. Just watching my videos helps out a lot. So thank you guys so much for the likes, comments, and subscribes. I really do appreciate it. All the links to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter are all gonna be down below, including my WHEELWELL, where you can see how much this car is costing me. You guys can go follow me on there. It's a really cool website. Haven't set it up yet because it does take some time. They're still working on the kinks. It's still in like beta testing right now. But all my links are down below. The music was provided by Chuki something. His links are down below. This music is so much better than the stuff I was using. I really like it. But anyways, with that being said, I'm out of here, guys. It's been a cool week, but stressful. So I gotta make some phone calls actually and see how much it's gonna cost to get all this stuff machined. So I gotta go do that. I'll talk to you guys later.